if you've seen my breakdown before, favor is the protection to continue, or protected life, or a separated, set apart life. All these things that favor represents with the letters that are behind me, the Hebrew letters. Here, Hebrew goes this way, even though English goes that way. The het is the Hebrew letter het is a picture of a fence or gate or wall protection. The Hebrew letter noon, N-U-N, so this is H-E-T, het. This is N-U-N, noon, like 12 o'clock noon. And it's a picture of a sprouting seed stem, like boom, like, doing that. And that means to continue, or the spark of life, or like heirs, like when you have children, offspring, they're a continuance of your lineage, or your heritage. And so that's why it means to continue, or life. So together, these first two letters is favor. This is the thing that means ait, the Hebrew letter yod or yud. So again, the favor protects the ait, which makes it a favorite. The ait is the person. So see, the favor protects the ait. That's why there's a box around the ait here. You see how I made this logo is strategic. Favor protects, gate, wall, a hedge. That's why it's a het. That's where we get the word hedge from, a hedge of protection. So now again, when you have anxiety, you're not necessarily feeling protected because you feel like all these outcomes can happen to you. So that's just to kind of break down when people may get anxiety or be worried. You're not too worried if you're like in some armored tank where no one can get to you. So there's a direct correlation with how protected you feel when you have anxiety, which means you are not having your sight on God's protection and favor. It happens. We lose sight of things. It is what it is. The devil is a deceiver, and he's very crafty. But so the anxiety, again, that's produced by being unaware of God's favor. Depression, when you're depressed, deflated, you're not impressed with God's favor. You're not impressed with what he's done for you. And so when you are depressed, that means you're not impressed with God. And so when you're impressed, you're full. When you're depressed, you're empty, like deflated and inflated, right? So when you're deflated, you don't have all the purpose and faith and inspiration within you because of what God's done. When he does stuff, you ever got a check in the mail that you weren't expecting, or somebody gave you a gift, you're like, oh man, you're so just hopeful now. Like, man, God always comes through. That inflates you. When you feel like you're not getting nothing, no one's paying attention to you, you got abandonment and all these things, and you get depressed. So you have to always keep your mind. That's why it says always give thanks. Give thanks all the time. And to give thanks, you have to be mindful of what God has done. And when you stay focused on that, it can keep you thankful and impressed with what God did that he didn't even have to do with anything in your life. So we're going to go through the 4 things now. So the first thing is the feeling of abandonment. This is on Favorite Society. Then the first thing is the feeling of abandonment. Abandonment, So when you're not conscious of God's favor, when you're facing life's difficulties, you feel like you're struggling alone, and then when you start feeling the abandonment, it intensifies it.